wacha subliminal hapa sio kwa particular. What you wish you are is what we are. Kila mara kushock the culture, jadisha how deep you are, how sick you are.
Niaje sana kwa sana album reviews. Karibu sana kwa another album review. Kama we ni a returning subscriber ama viewer kama kawa, asante sana kwa kuwa hapa na shukran for the continued support. If ni mara yako ya kwanza, karibu sana to the channel. Kuna this and many more videos unaweza check out. Shukran sana for wanting to check this out. Leo ni day 17, bado tuko on the music writer exercise aka MWE, concept iliyoanzishwa by an American music critic anaitwa Gary Suarez back in 2015. The idea ni kila siku of February sikiza an album hujawahi sikiza before, alafu andika a tweet about it. Nimekuwa nikifanya since 2019. Toka last year, besides doing the exercise in its original format, nilianza kujipatia a challenge ya kufanya first listen reviews after listening to each project. If this is your first one kuona under this MWE for 2022, jua kuna other videos, other 27 videos that unaweza cheki iwapo uko interested. Nimesema nilifanya pia in 2021. Iwapo pia uko interested, consider kuzicheck out. Ningependa sana nikuone kwa another video to discuss more kuhusu Kenyan music. As nimesema, leo ni day 17 of this exercise, 17th February, saini 4:07 am. Hizi videos nazi-release on the corresponding days of March. Iwapo you're that one person kama kawa mwenye anawatch hii video siku ina premiere, weni wa maana, asante sana. As the video title inasema, album tuko hapa kureview ni Tusk at Hand by ParkingLotGrass. Hii ni their debut full length project. Kuna a project before this, Shimo Mfukoni, nilikuwa nimeconsider kwanza nayo apart from kutoipata, which is a major reason nilikuwa nataka nikuwe na a lot of albums for my list this year. So tuna get to their debut full length. Tukifanya hizi reviews, our criteria huwa na aspects tatu: production and musicality, concept na idea, na the content and themes of a project. Let's get to the task at hand. Obviously, I had to do that. Hii ni a rock offering from one of Kenya's favorite rock bands. Wamekuwa important kwa the scene na kuishape as a group over the years since waanze kukuwa active, working with the different instrumentalists, performing at different places. Na their full length rock debut ina aspects za punk, aspects za hard rock, kisha kwa 2 songs or so kuna elements from metal. Ina feature energetic, celebratory arrangements na instrumentation, as well as darker, angry arrangements. The idea ya the album, looking at the cover, highlights the menace that is poaching. Kuna mikono imeshikilia task, therefore task at hand, as a double meaning, as a wordplay, na kutumia this layered idea getting into the album, lakini centering idea na concern ya poaching kwa the cover as our introduction to the album, na kuna songs that speak to that. I thought zitakuwa the majority based on the cover, lakini that's not the case. Still kuna songs that talk about the same, and getting into the album kuna vile nimesema double meaning and a layered approach that wanatumia. Kuna the political angle, they focus on easy themes za poaching, politics, and how our society iko organized politically, and the trickling effects that tuna experience economically, socially, na pia ikikuja kwa wildlife. Then kuna the other angle of it that seems to be countering iyo angle na iyo view ya kukuwa rageful na kuhisi vengeful against the government, kukuwa na hasira about the political situation that we are living in, society kukuwa a judgmental na detrimental space coexist in. For these songs that open the first half of the album more centered on the self. So PLG's task at hand ni kuongelea the self na issues ina athiri development ya selves na individuals kwa society, lakini kuna a triumphant na celebratory mood na tone kwa the first part of the album. Then the remaining part, the other half, ndio tuna get into these social political songs kumalizia, na that being the second part na the second task ile wako nayo, ku highlight issues za poaching kwa wanyama wa pori, the song that is the crux of the album, looking at the cover na the title. Alafu hizi ngoma zingine ambazo zinagusia hali ya siasa, hali duni yenye uongozi mbaya unafanya wananchi wa experience katika jamii. So even when they divide the album from the production na instrumentation and the mood na tone that they deliver na experience zinazo kupatia with this triumphant and celebration at the beginning for the opening 6 songs, alafu the countering energy for the last half of the album. Tunaanza na If I Could Believe, that opens with a symphonic melodic piano piece accompanied as we get into the song na distorted riff kwa umbali, alafu ina build up hadi mwisho wa ngoma, then tuna transition to the next song inayoitwa Shine. That same melody na riff inaanza Shine, lakini the transition is not as seamless, lakini hiyo ndio idea that wana execute. Vile nimesema, the opening song ni triumphant. Kuna hizi themes za self confidence, themes za kujidefine, kudefy society, vile they want to put you in a particular box, kujiamini, kujiambia unaweza, kwa naweza as the song inaitwa. Hiyo concept ya self belief comes in and the instrumentation matches the triumphant feeling. Hata towards the end of that song in particular, the way the instrumentation builds up and changes, a technique that wana employ beautifully for the entire album. The instrumentation conveys that feeling. Ilikuwa na a memorable line, I believe, ikisema, na paraphrase, dreams ni sparks za possibilities ambazo tunazo. Lakini kwa that same song as well as Let Me Be that closes the first half of the album, kulikuwa na cliche generic lines that took away from the writing, something that comes up for some of the songs. Then uko na your highlight moments. The following song after naweza, Rainman building further idea ya self belief, ina bring in stories za being in control as well, lakini the characters that are the Rainman, that's what the Rainman does, that's what the Windman does. I found those to be intriguing kwa the songwriting. And then kuna an outstanding vocal performance kwa the first verse. The melody ili stand out. Kwa the second verse nilihisi the level that ilikuwa set na verse 1 haiku manage kufikiwa. Chosen ones wana aim for the celestial beings kwa sababu that's their destiny, their stars, and the idea inaendelea kudevelop self-belief. Something that you note kwa Rainman na Chosen Ones, kuna a particular technique that the drummer uses that is very thrilling. It's a fast rhythmical singular kick that anacheza that builds the momentum na ina transfer hiyo hisia ya triumph na kucelebrate na concepts za self-worth. Focusing on the drum work, when the album ina change trajectory yake as we get into these political songs, kilio cha haki, sio lazima, wanyama wa pori, constitution, the opening instrumentation segments of those songs, powerful, very captivating. The drum work and how it blends with the guitar and the riffs, beautifully done. They continuously set the tone for those songs. The instrumentation, generally arrangements ni stellar, they do not fail, wana hit the mark every point kwa kila ngoma. That was something that ina stand out. Nimemention Let Me Be kwa the final song for this first half of the album. The following song after that ni Turn Around, centered on desire na romantic relationships, na the only feature Clay, a vocalist whose performance ni unique na outstanding. Listening to performances by PLG's vocalist, kuna hits na misses. Clay however akikam in kwa the song, the arrangement ya opening verse different from when you get to the chorus, and then harmonies za Clay waki-interact, waki-have a conversation. How to experience this ama utai experience only if you turn around na ku-maintain stance yake when verse yake na come later in the song. But even when that happens and after afterwards as we get to the crescendo na the closing segment of the song, how anaendelea kuharmonize vocals zake and they play around with the layering imefanywa fiti, and how we get to the last part of the song playing with the arrangements. It was creatively done, something as a technique that I believe nimetaja, if not nitaja sahi, how wanacheza na arrangements zao na the instrumentation wameifanya creatively, and it's therefore a thrilling listen. So that song ina seem misplaced kwa the sequence juu it's an odd one out, hakuna any other song that focuses on that theme. Then nikafikiria how maybe that turn around, in as much as ni romantic, maybe waliitumia generally, that this is why we are turning around for the album into this other segment. Sijui if that was the case. Still nilihisi hata without it bado inge work. Let me be iko na hizo themes za society kukudefine na wewe kudefy jamii as wanatu encourage na as wana state as the ethos ya the song. So hata kwenda kwa kilio cha haki kucapture how governance na uongozi zimefail jamii, they could have tied that in na waropinio concept ya therefore because of hizi concerns tunapitia, I am not allowed to be na ni define fate yangu, na wana bado ingework bila turnaround as a song. Nimehisi the delivery ya the chorus ya kilio cha haki, well the song ni politically charged, kuna the anger, unahisi the choruses zingepewa more oomph na personality. Ngoma nilifeel ili achieve na ilikuwa na that same tone, that same concept, that same theme ni wanyama wa pori that comes 2 songs after kilio cha haki. The guitar work, the drum work, the bass, the vocal performance, kila kitu ili blend. Imefanya nikumbuke based on the language how PLG wamekuwa an important part of the Swahili rock movement. On creative instrumentation choices kwa kilio cha haki, regardless of vile nimefeel kuhusu the vocal performances for the choruses, towards the end kuna a wailing lead guitar. It matches the feeling na ina deliver hiyo idea ya kilio. That same idea I believe wanaitumia kwa Constitution, the penultimate song. Towards the end kuna a wailing lead guitar pia. Inaweza kwa wanyama wa pori, I could be confusing. But on the creative instrumentation aspects, sio lazima a song that talks about suicide na mental illness along the lines of encouraging people wasijitie kitanzi. Kuna a segment after the second chorus. That instrumental segment was thrilling. The riffs na the drum work that drive that segment zilikuwa so engrossing. Ikikaribia kuisha kulikuwa na crescendo and hiyo feeling ya kilio once again, at this being a call and a cry akijaribu kutimiza watu. The vocalist alideliver, though the songwriting ina lack potency as a whole. Acha pia niseme the inclusion ya sio lazima nilihisi ilikuwa a bit off. Haikukuwa na a convincing build up from kilio cha haki juu hizo political problems. One of the trickling effects ni watu kuhisi hawana worth anymore na hakuna haja ya kuishi juu haya mashida yamekithiri. Hakukuwa na a convincing build up ya ku now turn around, not intended, na kuambia watu sio lazima and the message that the song carried. Jukisha after hapo tuenda kwa wanyama wa pori na the concept of poaching ina come in, so the placement, the inclusion of the song ilikuwa peculiar. So after the entrancing wanyama wa pori ni Constitution that nimeongelea, questioning the practice of this document that we have or lack thereof, Constitution Pollution, a 5-minute song, the lengthiest kwa the album. Energy yake though bado kuna hiyo communication ya kuwa disappointed in the government ni a bit toned down as compared to what we've just experienced kwa the previous songs in kilio cha haki, sio lazima na wanyama wa pori, lakini bado instrumentally iko na its high moments. Then naweza that ilikuwa song number 3 inamaliza an acoustic version, guitar, vocals and harmonies. As you build up further into the song, kuna percussion that I definitely saw coming. I think the idea walikuwa nayo ni kumaliza in a triumphant kind of mood na kucommunicate optimism. I thought a technique that could have been done since it's a rendition, wange incorporate kwa the writing sentiment that tunaweza, na kujaribu kuhimiza wananchi as a whole na not centered on the self as the original song states earlier in the album. Hiyo ndiyo task at hand, na tumemaliza the task at hand. The arrangements and the instrumentation ndio standout kwa this entire album. The vocal deliveries are okay with hits and misses similar to the songwriting. Sijui kama umewahi sikiza hii album ya PLG. If you're a Kenyan rock fan, I'm sure if you're this fine to the video, you have. Unless wetu ni ule mtu mwenye anapenda kuona review for the sake of entertainment, as I've once stated kwa one of our reviews. Kama umewahi sikiza, niambie maoni yako kuhusu this album, especially considering kama ulisikia time ilitoka. Ningependa kujua how ili affect the scene na the impact ilikuwa nayo on the Kenyan rock scene at the time. Ningependa kusikia maoni yako kuihusu. Kama hujawahi sikiza, consider kuisikiza, niambie maoni yako kuhusu the album. Again, as I did yesterday, nilisahau kusema this disclaimer. Mimi si an ardent rock fan. Nimesikia rock erratically maishani mwangu, lakini in the past few months nimekuwa nikiget into rock, hence the inclusion of Kenyan rock albums hii wiki. Nimesema hivi juu jana nimereview _The Architect by Andromeda, the day before nilisikiza Power Slides Cheshire Green. If you're interested, consider kuzicheck out if there are albums and this is a genre that is up your alley. Please, ningependa sana kukuona kwa another video as we discuss more kuhusu Kenyan music. I'm saying this for the sake of my own reputation as a music reviewer. Anyway, asante sana sana kwa kuwatch and being this far into this video. Shukran sana for your time.